Hello.
Hello.
What is your name and position at Western?
Jason Woods. I'm the Associate Vice President for Student Services.
And what do you identify as far as race and ethnicity?
African American or Black.
Okay. Did you look into how diverse the campus was when coming here?
Yes.
Do you feel like you promote diversity to the students? If so, how?
Obviously, presence builds conviction, so having people present is just part of embracing diversity. Plus, it's part of an expectation for everyone who works for me on my team that they understand what diversity and inclusion means.
Is there a specific audience you target to speak about diversity?
The world.
Oh, okay. Do you know what intercultural competence is?
Yes.
Okay. And how would you define it?
Intercultural competence is the ability to navigate through a variety of different cultures and experiences flawlessly, not necessarily flawlessly, but without hesitation and being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay. Do you feel yourself and other faculty or administration have a good level of intercultural competence?
I think person by person. I think it depends. I think more people think that they are more interculturally competent than they are, probably including myself. We all think that we have a little bit more competency than we actually truly have.
Did you receive any training on diversity or intercultural competence?
Here or someplace else?
Like in general?
Obviously, life, I think, is the primary training. But then, yes, I've been to a variety of different trainings in regard to diversity, inclusivity,
okay,
equity,
wow,
equality, whichever one you want to use.
Okay. Do you feel like the campus does a good job at addressing diversity?
This is going on radio? That's interesting. No. So I think we attempt to do a good job. I think right now we are in a situation, we're at a point as a university and as a community where yes, we do a good job talking about diversity, but in my opinion, we need to move beyond diversity. When I teach I told you before that all of my team has to have an understanding of diversity and inclusion. So I think there's 4 stages to this, and that first stage is this complacency, meaning that you don't care whether you're diverse or not. The second stage is diversity, meaning that there's a lot of different people with different thoughts and different backgrounds that are here. Doesn't matter if they're racist, doesn't matter if they're conscious, but they're just here, and that's fine. And then diversity and inclusion means that you have different people, but you're intentional about the experience that those individuals have. And if you can get to the 4th stage, which is just inclusion at itself, that means everything we do extremely intentional to making sure that people have the best overall experience on campus.
Wow, my heart. Is there an environment that displays or promotes diversity among students here?
Definitely. I think the Multicultural Center does a good job, again, of displaying diversity. But even within the Multicultural Center, you can walk into a variety of centers and you know what you're getting, right? So you can walk into the Gwendolyn Brooks Cultural Center, and more than likely you're going to see African American students. You can walk into CASA, and more than likely you will see a particular student, or you can walk to the Women's Center. And I think we need to get to a point, again, where we move beyond just the diversity and the differences that people have, and we work to an inclusive environment where people are bouncing in and out of all different areas and enjoying their experience at the institution.
Do you feel like there's an environment that displays diversity within your staff or faculty around Western?
Like I said, it's a basic expectation.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions on how we can expand on diversity or help others become more interculturally competent?
Sure. I think it goes back to the first question you asked me, is what's the target audience? And I said the world. So I think just as much as I identify as Black or African American, that it's important that we communicate with the Black and African American community, but we also communicate with the Caucasian community as well, and we communicate with the Hispanic or Latino community as well, or however an individual defines themselves. And so instead of just focusing on one specific area or one specific student body or whatever, what have you, we're focusing and having conversations with everyone. And I think that's the key of having the uncomfortable conversations and understanding that sometimes the way people think, the way people act is just an experience, it's just because of how they were raised and experiences they've had. Doesn't mean they're right, but I believe once you give people education, once they are aware, now we can start holding people accountable.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.